Hi, and welcome to the live signing for Cedella Marley's Redemption, out tomorrow. Hi, Cedella, how are you today?
Good, Lauren. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. It's a little gloomy over here, but we're holding up. So
Good.
congratulations on your new book. We are so excited to be doing a live signing with you today. She's signing thousands of book plates for us right now, and I'm sure we have tons of viewers tuned in. We've already sold hundreds of copies, and we have tons of fan questions. So I'm just going to jump right in and start asking you some of the questions. And the first one is, why do you think Redemption Song is timeless?
Um, well, redemption is a universal theme of, I think, the human experience. And at some point, we kind of all find ourselves in need of redemption, whether it's physically, emotionally, or spiritually. And that is a truth that can never change. So, yeah.
That is very true. That is absolutely true. And after all these years, so piggybacking on that, why do you think this song still resonates with people after 40 years? Because I guess,
Because when you listen to the lyrics, you can't deny what Daddy is saying, and even using the words of Marcus Garvey when he says, "Emancipate yourself from mental slavery," um, and just seeing what's happening now in the world, it's undeniably the message you cannot escape from, and it's timeless, and it's something that I feel like we need now more than ever, are those words of redemption.
absolutely. This country as a whole, our people, everyone. All right. So, again, what is your own definition of redemption if you had to sum it up?
Well, I mean, there are many definitions of redemption, and I talk about three of them in the book. The definition that can really help us to create the new world my father thought we were entering when he wrote Redemption Song is to reform or to change, to make things better. This type of redemption expresses hope and longing for reconciliation within ourselves and as a part in whole our entire community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And where did you get all of the quotes that are in this book? I know it's a compilation of quotes. Where did all those come from?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of research. Fortunately, a lot of people have recorded Daddy during interviews and stuff. So I spent a lot of time reading through my own personal collection of his interviews and speeches and writings and even song lyrics. So it's really an extension of him. This entire book. It's really him speaking to all of us, actually.
Love that. Love that. And what are those recordings like? Have you brought them up to speed for 2020, or are they still, do you still have your VHS? Uh,
I have all of that. You know what's funny? I was telling my son about a Walkman the other day, and he's like, "Mommy, what's a Walkman?"
I remember the ones
I
before
told him
they
I
had
have to
the,
get you one because you guys have to experience music on different levels, from vinyl to Walkman to CDs to it's very funny. This generation, how everything is just access. It's easy,
yeah, yeah.
easy.
Vinyl's making a comeback. I don't know about the CD and the Walkman because we had too many problems with it skipping. So I don't know if we want that in 2020.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
But vinyl's making a comeback, that I will say.
it is.
All right, moving on. How did you determine which quotes to use in the book?
Mm. Well, I chose based on what spoke to me in hopes that they will connect and resonate with someone else. So when I'm choosing quotes, I not only want it to be helpful for me and what I'm going through, but I would hope that, you know, somebody who's reading these quotes, whether it's a good day, a bad day, or just a different day, can get something out of it. So I really wanted it to connect with the readers and the new fans of Bob Marley, let's put it that way.
The new fans. I love that. I love it. Credit to their parents for the new fans. All right. Well, and this isn't your first book. You know, you've written a whole series of picture books in the past that adapt your father's childhood and songs. How did the writing process for Redemption differ from those children's books? Because this is adult trade book,
Yeah,
correct? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, to me, I mean, you have young adults now and you have old adults, and I think this resonates with everyone per se. But I approach each book the same way. I listen for how the song or the story speaks to me, and then I work from there to frame it in a way that will hopefully, you know, connect with the readers. So yeah, that's how I kind of go about it.
Absolutely. And for those just tuning in, you can get a signed copy of Redemption at premiercollectibles.com/redemption. It's in the link, it's on the banner here. So head on over, get your signed copy, ask Cedella a question, and I might ask it. She might answer it right now. And we're actually going to move on into some of the fan questions. Someone says, out of all of the songs your father wrote/performed, which is your favorite and why?
Well, that's an easy one. I mean, I've never really actually seen Daddy perform this song, but it's Nice Time, and that's the nickname I was given at birth. So yeah.
I figured it had an emotional connection. When you said it was easy, I was like, oh, she knows.
When you just kind of going through, you know, the COVID thing kind of have everybody away, you know, physically, mentally, and spiritually, and it's such it's a fun song, you know. For when I listen to it, this is my heart to rock you steady. I give you love anytime you're ready. It's a cute lullaby, I guess. You know?
Did he sing it to you as a lullaby?
No, I mean, he's never sung it to me. He just recorded it and just said it's for you. So
Oh, I love that. But now you have that memory, and that lives on forever. You know, that not many of us have that. We don't have a Bob Marley. So all right, next is, what is the one thing that resonates with you to this day, and possibly through the journey of your life, that you can remember your dad saying to you? Any notable quotes? I mean, maybe one that's in the book.
you know, my dad shared so much wisdom with me and my brothers and my sister Sharon, who was the eldest at the time. And one quote that I highlighted in the foreword of Redemption that continues to resonate with me is, I don't just love my neighbor and then hate a stranger. I have no place for hate, but I bless those who say they hate me. It's like, you can't, even when I say it, it gives me chills, because Daddy was not on the earth for a long time, you know, and to even have those thoughts, and there's something deeper that I have myself, I have not found that yet, and they say it comes with age, but that quote, it means a lot to me, and it should mean a lot to, you know, everyone that's listening and watching, you know.
Yeah, means a lot to me. I felt it when you said it. It definitely rings true. And I love that you say, you know, he wasn't on earth for a very long time, but even still 40 years later, to have that impact and to have new fans, you know, that's incredible. So it's very, love that. All right, next we have, do you think there are solutions to make the world a better place? And I'm gonna add on to that, do you have any you want to offer? Because I'm sure our listeners and our viewers would love to take some of these actions and put them in motion.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's so easy to be good and to do good, you know. Um, it doesn't take a scientist to tell us how to make the world a better place. You know, we know what steps to take. We know what to do. And in the book, I write about how redemption is a roadmap for identifying world problems and solutions. You know, that is said it perfectly. To enact change, we must open our eyes and look within. Are we satisfied with the life we're living? So it starts right there with you. Simple. Many times we're getting the answers we seek from our own selves. You know, it's an inner spirit that we all have. But you know, pride is a funny thing, and ego and pride can actually make us block our own destiny and purpose in this life, and that's some stuff that we have to figure out. I can't figure that out for you, but it starts with you. So yeah.
Oof, that is a word. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Moving on, how do you think your father would have responded to everything going on in the world today? I mean, it seems like he kind of had a lot of foresight all those years ago, and definitely wanted to make the world a better place before anyone else caught on. So maybe that's why his music is still so powerful today.
Yeah, because for those hardcore fans who know Daddy was a seer, and that was something that I think maybe he was a little afraid of, to have that gift. But we all have a responsibility to this planet and the living things that we share it with, you know, the people, the plants, we're all interconnected, you know, and we actually impact each other. You see what's happening now in California, in Oregon, Portland. I mean, like, what's going on? You know, it's like we're watching a weird movie and we're all in it. So, you know, we can't really hide from that, because Mother Nature, you know, she's a beast. So, you know, until we're all free, and none of us are free until each person must first do the work. We all have to do the work to emancipate ourselves. And I think that's the only way we're going to see real freedom, you know? Again, going back to, it starts with us and it ends with us.
Absolutely. Do you hear that, guys? So that you heard it here first. Cedella Marley says we need to do the work on ourselves first.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to help the planet and help everyone around us. And I mean, I think that's where it starts, because there's a lot of unhappy people out there, and they're the ones who, you know, lead to
Misery
things that we see.
right?
Exactly. Exactly. All right. What can children and young people do to stand up for what's right?
Well, I mean, you know, standing up for yourself and standing up for others. And it's three very important values my parents instilled in me and my siblings when we're growing up. And you know, we have to be kind to each other. You know, we have to, when we see something happening that is not right, you know, don't be a part of the posse. You know, sometimes you can be an outsider and just speak up for what you see. That's, you don't always have to be a part of the gang. And I think that's, with everything that's happening now with children and social media and your phones and your tablets and everybody, you're connected to something that is not even real, you know, but you feel like it's real. And the one thing that I tell my children, you see this friend thing, is one thing I never grew up with. My father would always say, you know, I don't want you to have friends. You have enough brothers and sisters, you know, the friend thing. Well, I'm like, everybody else has friends, you know. Parts of that is true. Parts of that is true. But at the same time, you know, integrity, you can't, it's not something you can inherit, you know what I mean? It's something that is either you have it or you don't have it. You have a lot of people with with names, and they have no integrity, and we have to instill in our children that standing up for what you believe in, the same thing you believe in is also important.
Yes, love that. All right. So, for those, again, just tuning in, you can get a signed copy of Redemption. There are plenty of gems, just like the one she's spelling here, in this book at premiercollectibles.com/redemption. Go get your signed copy. You don't want to miss this because there's only a limited amount and there's some wisdom in this book, guys. So, go pick it up. Moving right along. How does the family instill the importance in caring and instilling Bob's legacy to the next generation?
Well, 2020 has been all about celebrating Daddy's 75th Earth Strong, and we did very thoughtful activations in honor of his legacy. We have Legacy, which is a web documentary series where we release a new episode each month, highlighting an aspect of Daddy's life. And this book is a part of sharing, that enduring legacy. So he's had a good year. It's like we need him more than ever, and he showed up. So that's a good thing.
I was going to say, unlike the rest of us, he's had a good year. I was going to say, going back, it must be really easy. It was really easy for him to say, you don't need a whole lot of friends because you guys have such a big family. How has that been during quarantine, maybe not being able to see everybody? And, are you guys holding up?
Funny is that we all, except for those who live on a different coast, we all kind of live a block away from each other.
Oh, nice.
So during the COVID, we will go for evening walks. We'll meet each other at the gates, Steve and I. Damien joined us one evening. And so we kind of just stick together the way we're used to doing it, whether it's in the studio, we all mask up, we're doing all the right things, to keep everyone safe. But it really hasn't been that challenging for me personally. I've never been one to, there's a Jamaican saying, love the road. So I'm pretty comfortable just in my garden and playing with my dogs and feeding the fish,
Love that. Very zen, mellow, don't need a whole lot of people. Yeah.
I think we have to take this time too. We can learn some things about ourselves, and we can actually learn a lot about other people. So it's almost like, say, when you have a quiet time, you have a quiet mind, your thinking level is like, it can be way, way elevated, so I think we really don't have a choice as far as what's happening in the world right now. So we have to quiet our minds and reflect and just know that when we get through this, how are we going to make a change? What are we going to do differently that's going to impact? It don't have to be the world, it could be your neighbor. So we have some thinking to do.
Absolutely. Okay, another great fan question. What is the greatest legacy you feel your father left for his children, besides his music and the message that we've been talking about? So not music, not message. Is there something else that he left you guys? Or he left the world?
That is, every time sometimes when I listen to when he says it, I get a little angry when he says this. If my life is only for me, I don't want it. I want to be able to help a lot of people. And so I kind of go, how can you say that when you have your life should be important, for us too,
Right.
So I think he was very kind and considerate. And I think we have to learn how to be that to each other, without forgetting our history. because you see a lot of the stuff that's going on right now in the world, you know, it has a lot to do with our history.
Yes.
In time, we must never forget it, but we must still be kind and considerate to each other.
Agreed. And I think that's happening, at least on our end
I feel
this
like,
time around. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that's happening. All right. What's the funniest thing you remember about your dad? I know you said you were young, but do you have any funny memories you can share?
Okay, so Daddy was very competitive, you know. It didn't matter that we were 7 or 8 or 5 or 6. So this one time he decided we're all gonna do a race, you know. And you know, as well, for me personally, I would probably let my child win that race, but no. He was, you would believe that we were at the Olympics and he just took off and we were like, yo, let me go on. So he just like, it's like he took it seriously. And we thought it was just all fun and games, but no, but it was funny. Like afterwards you kind of go, why did he do that? It's not like say we're gonna actually beat him, but at least he could have pretended, you know, but there's also a lesson in that too, you know? Nothing is really gonna come easy. You have to be determined and prepared. And that one little race taught me so much. You know, it's like don't take it for granted. You know, you gotta go get it if you want it. Yeah.
So it wasn't like he,
It's not that funny, but it's funny.
well, I was going to say, so it's not like he cheated. He just used his adult legs to win, you know, a foot race between, you know, 5-year-olds and 7-year-olds.
You know, I think Steve was probably 4 at the time.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. That is kind of funny. All right. Will you ever go? So you were just talking about your brothers going in the studio. Do you guys think you'll ever get back on stage together? And then someone said, or will you just let Skip take over for you?
Huh?
It says, will you ever go back on stage? Oh,
I'm processing. I'm processing. You know what? I stay ready for the Melody
okay.
reunion. And so that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe a tribute coming up in the future, you know, and you'll be ready because when you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. So, yeah. Perfect. And another question is, what is your favorite memory that you're willing to share from touring or recording with your siblings?
Well, you know, it's funny. And I think that's something that we got from our dad is this perfectionist gene. So, and I think a lot of musicians do this too. You finish the concert and you go in the dressing room and you're just discussing, okay, who didn't do that move, who didn't do that move, blah, 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 blah. And then we get on the tour bus and we're actually listening back to our concerts and rehearsing for the next day. So it was like we never really take a break to process the touring life. We just knew that we have to put on a really good concert. And so, yeah, we would just rehearse. And if you've ever seen Ziggy Marley and the Melody Makers live in concert, yeah, we show up.
Well, I was going to say, well, what about taking time? I was going to say, what about taking time to like enjoy the tour or some cities? Did you guys ever do anything fun while out on tour?
No.
No, you're like rehearsal, perfectionist.
You know what I used to do? I used to cook in my hotel room, and you know, you're not supposed to do that. So we would disable the what the thing called? The smoke
detector. Yes.
Yeah, and we would just put like wet towels on all my secrets. We put the wet towels under the thing, and that was my thing. That's what I really enjoyed doing, like after shows. It's just like really cooking and sharing my cooking with the entire band. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, what are you cooking in the hotel? We can't have oxtails in the hotel, so we
We
got.
don't eat oxtail.
Oh, you don't eat oxtails?
No.
Do you eat plantains? Are we making plantains? What are we making in the hotel rooms?
One pot. Everything has to go in one pot. So you know what that is, right? So if you're going to have your fish, say for instance, we're doing ackee and saltfish, right? Seasoned rice. That's what we call it in Jamaica. So it's a one.
Okay.
Everything has to go into the one pot because I can only have one burner in the hotel room. First of all, and second of all, what thing named crock pots were not. They were not. Yeah, crock pot is new to me. Like I didn't know anything about crock pot. The rice cooker business. So now, if I ever go back, not if, when I do go back on the road now, I know how to just get two of them, like the rice cookers and the long cooking thing, and it's gonna be much easier and not so much sneaking around to do my one pot. Yeah.
And now they have hotels with like an ensuite kitchen, so you might be able to,
Wait, no. You see, when we were touring, no. First of all, it used to be 4 to a room. No matter how we want to cuss and carry on that we're big people and we need privacy, the budget is the budget. So, when you have 4 girls in one room and one is a neat freak and the other one just have her stuff everywhere, that would be Sharon and Erica. Yeah, it wasn't that smooth, It wasn't that smooth. We went through some growing pains, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah. And you're all family. So, I mean, it's nice to have that time. Well, I'm going to switch it up just a little bit. I'm going to remind people that you can still get signed copies at premiercollectibles.com/redemption. Click the link, look at the banner. And now we're going to switch it up and play a quick little game called 22 questions in 2 minutes. It's rapid fire, first thing that comes to your head. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to start my timer. All right. Where were you born?
Listen.
Who would you want to play you in a movie?
Storm Reed.
What was your first job?
Performing for shillings.
What is your biggest fear?
Anything happening to my kids.
Who makes you laugh the most?
My mom.
What is the one thing you need to have in your fridge at all times?
Mango.
What was that?
Mango.
Oh, mango. What is your greatest accomplishment?
My children.
Who is the most interesting person you met recently?
Marcus Garvey's son, Dr. Julius Garvey.
Nice. What is your middle name?
Anita.
What is your biggest pet peeve?
So I am so OCD, so I need things to be in order.
Yes. What's the last book you read?
This fun.
Yes, Redemption. Also available at premiercollectibles.com/redemption. What is your favorite hobby?
Cooking.
Yes. What is your guilty pleasure?
Starburst.
The pink ones. Okay, do you have any hidden talents?
Many.
What color is your toothbrush?
Black.
What's your secret snack?
Starburst.
How do you take your coffee?
Black like me.
Last movie you saw in theaters?
What's a theater?
I know, right? It's been a while.
What? No, but I think it was the Meg or something.
Okay. What is the last gift you gave?
Avocado from my tree.
Yes. What cause is dear to your heart?
Women's football.
Yes, I didn't even. Okay. Yes, you have to tell us more about this cause. What is number 1 on your bucket list?
I'm too young for that. I don't. No buckets right now. No buckets.
All right, and you did it in time. So last one is, where do you want to go that you've never been? So it could be a bucket list.
Bali, yeah, I could do Bali.
Okay, Bali. So that wraps up all of our fan questions. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to me today. We're looking forward to the Cedella Marley cookbook coming soon since you love cooking so
I have
much.
one already.
Oh, you have a cookbook. I know
Yeah,
Ziggy has a cookbook. I didn't know you had a cookbook too.
but my cookbook, it has special ingredients.
Oh. Well, we're gonna go look that one up. That sounds interesting. I like it.
I think the
Um,
world needs everything in that cookbook right now. Wait. Let me show you. Yeah.
oh, cooking with herbs. I love it. Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
I'm sending one to you
Perfect.
right away, Lauren.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Just the book.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you so much. She's going to continue signing for us. One last time, premiercollectibles.com/redemption. The book is out tomorrow. Is there anything else you want to say to the people before we go today?
One love. Let's make the world a better place.
Yes. All right. Bye, guys.